Hey guys, Kyle Brown with Carl ZEISS Sports Optics for North America. Today we're here to go over the sight in and zero of your elevation and windage turrets for the ZEISS Conquest V6 1:6x24 model. If you like what you just saw downrange, you got to prepare at the range. This particular model has an external elevation turret with locking feature and ballistic stop with half-minute click value, and capped windage also with half-minute click value, and easy to re-index to zero. We have to get our elevation and windage turret adjusted to what we think would be downrange zero or close to a downrange zero. So the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and remove our windage turret cap. And you can adjust this by lifting up on the turret. Remember, it's a locking turret. And then you can adjust whatever you want to adjust out of it. This is a single turn rotation turret. So once you set your ballistic stop, it'll have one complete turn, equivalent to about 40 minutes of elevation travel. This particular rifle, we're going to sight it in at 50 yards instead of 100. So we're using a larger target instead of a smaller target. So this is a shortcut that you can use, save yourself a lot of time, energy, and ammunition. And now we'll see just exactly how we're shooting downrange, point of aim, point of impact, see what our strikes are on target. Okay, so we have 2 impact points on paper. And now it's time for me to adjust the turrets, both elevation and windage, to get closer to our zero. Now, this is the point where you have to be patient and you have to be steady with your rifle. Ensure your rifle's got a steady rest, maintaining your point of aim on target to the original point of aim. And then what we'll do is we'll rotate the elevation and windage adjustment until the reticle is moved to the center of the group that we just established downrange. So now I've got a secure position. I'm going to lift the turret because it's a locking turret. I'm going to rotate the turret. Okay, I'm out of rotation. I'm out of rotation because this rifle scope was mounted on another rifle previously, but that's exactly what will happen to you sometimes in the field as well when you get ready to zero in this rifle scope. This rifle scope has over 100 minutes of travel. However, the rotation itself is a single turn rotation. You don't need to worry, there's plenty of elevation travel. You just need to remove the turret and readjust the ballistic stop so you get your next full rotation. And I'm going to show you how to do that next. So we're going to take the tool that came with our rifle scope from ZEISS, Torx head. We're going to remove the elevation turret top screw, loosen it, and then remove it. We're going to set it somewhere nice and clean so we can access it later. Now we're going to remove the turret itself. Set it to the side, keep it nice and clean. And now we're to the business end of the ballistic stop. That's this piece right here. Now this is where it's neat to notice we have a vertical stop pin at the base. We have a horizontal stop pin on the ballistic stop barrel itself. In a clockwise fashion, in order for the stop to work coming in a clockwise direction, it will stop when the horizontal pin meets the vertical pin, as indicated here, as indicated as shown here. So it's a nice mechanical stop, metal on metal. However, for our exercise today, we've got an issue because we're bottoming out before we get our full elevation travel that we need to get zero downrange. No fear, again, we just remove the cap itself. We're going to simply pick up and rotate the bucket and rotate it the one step past the vertical leg. We rotated it one step past the vertical leg. So we were to the clockwise side of it. Now we're going to be on the counterclockwise side of it. Very simple. Put the cap back on. Push it down in the lock position. Take your screw, turning it in by hand to start the process. Once you've got it started, you go ahead and finish it here. As soon as you meet resistance, you need to stop, take it here, hold it all in hand in a fix properly, and then give it about another slight 1/16 of a turn. Too little torque, it will slip in field operations. Too much torque and you could snap the head of the screw off. That being said, now we should have a lot more elevation travel to work with, and we do. So let's continue on with our zero process. Need to make our adjustments, unlock the turret. Then for the windage, again, hold the rifle steady. And we'll move it over to the center of the original group. Okay, we should be close enough now to send some more rounds downrange and see how we do for our next sight-in process. We had a nice 2-shot group down there, but we're still not zeroed. Looks like our elevation's about where we want it. A little bit more finessing with the windage. Got to come left a little bit. Get it on the fire mode. Send a couple more rounds downrange. Looks like we've got our windage about where we want it. Maybe one more click. We could use at least 3 more clicks up as well. Unlock the elevation turret. 3 up. And a couple of clicks further left. At this point, since I'm starting to get a little bit of a crowded target, I'm going to go ahead and go up to the smaller top target. So I'm comfortable with everything that we've got going on downrange, and I'm ready to set this zero. So the easiest thing for me to do at this point is to drop the magazine and make sure the chamber is empty. So we've got the chamber cleared. We'll hold the bolt back. Okay, so now, because it's easy, we're going to go ahead and re-index the windage turret to 0. Simply pull out on the turret itself. It'll freely rotate. Keep it pulled out. If it continue it to freely rotate until the index mark, the 0 index mark, lines up with your 0 indicator mark. We'll go ahead and put the windage cap back on it. And now we're at a 30 position, but we're at 0. So obviously we need to re-index the turret to 0, the elevation turret to 0, and set the ballistic stop. With the tool provided, all we're going to do is from the lock position, we're going to loosen this top screw, remove it, remove the turret itself, and again we have the vertical stop pin and the horizontal stop pin, and from the clockwise rotation we want to set it to where the horizontal stop pin connects with the vertical stop pin from the clockwise position. Once that's established and completed, we go ahead and take our elevation turret, set to 0. Here's where you exercise a little patience. Ensure it indexes to 0, pushing down gently on the cap. Once we have it indexed to 0 the way we like it, so what you're going to do is you're going to fight a little resistance for the O-ring. That's normal. Be sure to get your 0 where you want it. Make sure it goes into the lock position. Go ahead and insert your top screw back in. Start turning it in and get it started with your thumb and finger. Once it's started, go ahead and take the tool that ZEISS has provided in the packaging and turn it downward. Keep in mind, this is still locked. Turn it downward until you meet resistance. Once you feel resistance, go ahead and turn it somewhere between a 1/16 to an 1/8 of a turn. Too little torque could allow the turret to slip in the field during use. Too much torque could allow the top screw to actually snap. So follow your instructions as in the manual, follow the torque settings as provided below. And it's a simple matter of lifting up on the turret now from the unlock position. Make your adjustments up to about 40 minutes of travel. Once you have your adjustment where you want it, you can lock it down in that position, or you can also come back to zero, the original zero. Once you come back to the original zero, it stops nice and positive, and then you simply push down and it locks it in place. Everything we've gone over today is also found in the ZEISS owner's manual for the ZEISS Conquest V6. Please be sure, if you don't have an owner's manual, don't hesitate to give us a call at the number listed below and we'll get one out to you as fast as possible. You can also go online and find the digital version as well. Thanks for joining us here today. Please be sure to check out this product and many others on our ZEISS website.